Not by might, nor by power, but by my spirit, said the Lord of hosts. Not by might, nor by power, but by my spirit, said the Lord of hosts. They already start with that foolishness, as I call it. With going in and out of the video. So I don't give them time to get themselves right. And so hopefully we can start at 10:30. Now I understand. I understand. I know what they're doing. So it doesn't hurt me to man, it doesn't hurt me to see what these people are doing, man. Yeah, well, Satan time is short. Man, he really putting it out there. And people don't understand this. So the video keep on going in and out and doing all that foolishness. I'm just gonna cut it off and just go back to the old way. That's all I'm gonna do. So let's hope it not. So let's give it 5 minutes. Let them finish whatever they're doing. Let them finish doing whatever they're doing. Then I'll be back in 5 minutes. At 10:30, I'm gonna start up at 10:30. I got a minute. Well, you have to give me a few minutes. I got caught up. Not by might, nor by power, but by my spirit, say the Lord of hosts. Not by might, nor by power, but by my spirit, say the Lord of hosts. I'm Elijah, and this is the quote. And this is the message that the Lord God has given unto me to give unto you. Not by might, not by power, but by my spirit, say the Lord. I guess I'm here so I can find that paper for you. Well, I'm about to say. Not by might, nor by power, but by my spirit, say the Lord of hosts. Let's turn. Let's turn it around. We can do that. No, we can do that. Yeah, we can turn it around. Let's see if we can turn it around. Put the mirror on. Not by might, nor by power, but by my spirit, say the Lord of hosts. I'm alive, and this is the message that the Lord God has given unto me to give unto you. Not by might, nor by power, but by my spirit, say the Lord. He said, knowing that that was going to happen. Yeah, I mean, they had all, even with the one himself, man. See, all the time I went, they could call on the phone and everything, but as soon as I get online, boom, there we go. They making the call. And then they ain't called number about their Father Day message. That's a false, man. God and tell us to keep no Father Day. No, we keeping all those different feast days, but except the feast days that He have dedicated for us to keep. But let's continue on that line while we're there, but well, can't. Not by might, not by power, but by my spirit, say Lord, who that found in Zechariah chapter 4, verse 6. But I suggest you read Zechariah chapter 4, verses 4 through 6. And we know now that the spirit holds to the children back to the Father. The Father holds to the children, these what? These are coming to strike the earth with a curse. So who are the fathers? Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah, Issachar, Zebulun. When we're going to get in and how we're going to get out and who's going to come to our rescue. Man, they left us everything. So yeah. And that's found also, no, we're going to keep going. Also, he told you, I got to read that. Yeah, no problem. That's not a problem for me to read. Malachi chapter 3, verse 1. Malachi chapter 3, verse 1. Behold, I will send my messenger, he shall prepare the way before me. And the Lord whom he seeks shall suddenly come to his temple, even the messenger of the covenant whom he delight in. Behold, he shall come, say the Lord of hosts. So we know that has gone forth. Yeah, well, Lord cannot lie. So yeah, bro, demons not playing. They're not playing. Demons do their job each and every day. That's why that's yeah. Father Adam, when Satan attacked Father Adam, told him, say, man, Satan attacked mine. And he told him, say, not one day go by that he didn't try to do something to Father Adam. Not one day go by. And Satan told him, say, I ain't never stopped. Yeah, I don't know exactly how you put it in the word, exactly how you say it right now, but all that's going on. Okay. So you know I have the dream, so let's go with the dreams. Gotta have the dream, so let's go. Gotta go with the dream. Now this thing keep going in and out, man. I'm just gonna go ahead and make the video. Just let it go like that. Now I had man, I went over that video, a creative fear, man. And they cut that video up. I mean, they took so much out of that video. Yeah, well, they only Satan is in charge of this technology. People don't understand that he is in charge of this technology. All right, well, let's go and see how much I can give you. Let's see how much I can give you. Let's see. Because I mean, so much he had gave me because, you know, I wasn't here. I was on the road, and so many things that he had given me while I was on the road, and I just wanted to, not too much I could do because I wasn't burning incense, and I wasn't, my lamp, I had the lamp lit for a little while, but that was it. That was it. I'll get into it, just give me time. Give me time. So much. That's why I wrote up there. That's why I wrote up there. You said, seeking desire on your enemies, right? So, one of the things I saw, I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel comfortable doing this live. I really don't. Because I know what they're going to do. I know what they're going to do. So, forgive me. But I'm going to just go ahead and make a video. Well, I'm going to go as far as I can on this, and then after that, I guess I'll cut it off and make the video. Okay, first I had this black man, Israel, crying on television next to a woman, looked like, you know, a white woman. He has on a black suit. He had his bald head, full beard. So, you know how the interview goes on television. So he was on one side, and we had a white woman next to him, and he had on this black suit. Black looked like charcoal. That's the color, looked like charcoal. And white shirt, you know, dressed up, you know how they do. And then he had his beard, full beard, black. I mean, he was a young man. His beard was black. And his head was bald with shaved. Boy, he was over there on the side of that woman doing just like this and just crying. He had to hide his face and everything. Them tears was pouring down. And so that's what I saw. Okay. Next thing I saw, man. You know, I'm in New Orleans. I'm in Louisiana. And boy, they had them big old huge oak trees. Man, this oak tree was so big and huge there. Okay. So I was next. I was kept going in and out of the elevator. And first one, you know, you just shut your eyes like that. And if you in the long God, especially on coming to day, man, you see so much. All you gotta do is shut your eyes. And so, man, when I shut my eyes, I kept on seeing. I couldn't understand at first because but man, I was going up and down this elevator, and I just couldn't. Then all of a sudden, it dawned on me that I was looking in, you know, in spirit worlds or doors, because you know there was two of them, and they, you know, come together like that. And so every time I closed my eye, I would see this. So that's what it is. So I kept going up the elevator, kept on coming down the elevator, and I would just lock the doors. Well, when I go up, I'll take and lock the doors. Yeah. So I saw that a few times. Then I caught on to what it was. Then I wrote it down. All right. This woman with a colorful headdress and a gold hanging earrings looked at me and winked. So this woman, she had, the African color headdress, with the high one, and she was Israel, and she had on these large hoop earrings. I mean, gold, no, she didn't have. She had on these hanging earrings, but it was gold. And she looks at me and she winks at me just like that. And that's why I saw that. All right. So next thing, man, I seen this woman, white woman, and boy, she had on these hot pants or short pants, cut up all you know how short they be, man. They were short, and with all different color spots on the pants, and she was dancing. But these hot pants or shorts that she had on, and there was white, and they had all those different colors, and it was like polka, there was like dots. And boy, she was up there dancing and doing her thing. Yeah, I've seen that. All right, next one. A woman with two large round hoop earrings appeared in front of the Plaza Tower, just an image of they trying to highlight. So, but in this one, in the front, she was in the front. And all I could see is her image in the front, and behind her, the Plaza Tower that's in Lawrence, a big old huge tower. I don't know if anybody occupied it now, but it's a big old huge tower. One time they wanted to make it out of Trump Tower. So I don't know what happened to that deal or whatever. But anyway, so that's what I saw. All right. So I saw those two. All right. I mean, I did a lot. Like I said, it was Covenant Day, man. This gold and like this morning, this still in this modern age, is still in this modern age, the physician is still using old technology in this modern age. They haven't upgraded technology for us. The physicians, for us taking care of people. I say they're still using butcher technology. That's what I say. The doctors are still using butcher technology. In the modern age, right? This black man on this gold color bike, standing up on it and riding away from the Jefferson Feed Store. So Jefferson Feed Store is on like Central Avenue. That's what they call it, Central Avenue. And they sell everything. They sell anything for the gardens and pet supplies, trees, and everything. So they sell it all. And so, but this guy, he was on this, he was on like that bicycle that they had on Baby Boy, but it was gold, and he was just standing up there. Standing up there. It was gold, and he was just standing up on it. So, so I saw him there, and he was going out the store, going in another direction. So I saw that. The next scene, and man, this next scene, I just hear this woman talking about. I just heard her in the store in Jefferson Feed Store talking about her pregnancy, and she was looking for a pregnancy test in Jefferson Feed Store, and she had on these blue type. It wasn't sweatpants, but it had that type of material. It was blue. Never seen her face. I know that she was of Israel. She was black, and never seen her face. And she was in that store in Jefferson Feed Store looking for a pregnancy test, and this went on for a few minutes. Then I called on. So when I called on, I said, man, what to do? That's what I said. So those two things I see at Jefferson Food Store. But we already know that famine is going to be for all the land. Yeah, famine is going to be for all the land. Now, this dream here. Now, okay, I was with my young daughter. I was with my daughter playing cards. And she had given up on her hand and laid it down. And I said, let me see. And she had a nice hand with many suits. And she had 4 different spades in them, 4 different suits in them. And I started showing her. And she left and went, I'll come back over. She left and went to flirt with this man. They had a lot of white people, Edomites around and everything. And she was walking with him on the level, because it was like you at the bottom, didn't have the level which you go up the stairs on. And he hit her in the face. Then he walked away, and I was watching him, and I came to him on the level, and I told him, say, man, you hit her again, I'm going to kill you, just like that. And the others who was around welcomed that I had said it. They welcomed it. And he said, okay. So as I was walking off, I wasn't going to kill him, but I just was going to beat him, beat him badly. That's what I had. So I went looking for her, and she was sitting down at the table getting her face painted, cover up the mark that he had made. So me and her, we got dreams also. Me and her playing cards. And this daughter, man, I can't even remember having a dream about her. But anyway, so she was me and I was playing cards. We were playing cards with, I think it was playing general. And then all of a sudden she said, I was there doing all the calls and talking. She wasn't saying nothing. And next thing you know, she just laid down her hand just like that. I said, man, what? She didn't say general or nothing. She just laid down her hand. So I go look at her hand. And this girl, she really wasn't a game because she had all the sixes, and all the sixes she had all the cards to make a spread from the sixes. You play, you play cards and everything. So that was she had. She had everything. So she won the game. And so as I was doing that, she got up and she went to walk. So when she went to walk, it was like an office building or something. But you have the ground level, then you go on the next level where the doors are at. And that's where she was at, but she was walking with this black man. Yeah, she was walking with him. And then all of a sudden he turned and just hit her. I mean, hit her in the face just like that. She didn't say nothing. She ain't out straight like that. And then he started just like that. And then they had these white people, they was at the door, I don't know what function they was doing. And they heard me say that, and they was happy because I had said that. But I said, man, I'm going to beat him badly, that's what I said. And so when I walked down going looking for her, she was sitting at this blithering. And I'm covered up and said, well, she must be all right. And the girl was covering up the bruise that they put on her face. But man, I don't get no people stuff, man, whatever going on. And I learned a long time ago, you can't make nobody love you. And they don't want to be with you, that's fine. But a lot of times, you're not into righteousness. You're not keeping God's commandment, keeping God's holy covenant, and these things will come to you. Yeah, they'll come to you. So, well, I have other dreams, man. I have other dreams, but it was an hour and 55 minutes. They cut it down to 40 minutes, YouTube. But I'm on a platform, and they say one thing and do another. And then I don't put my faith and trust into these videos, and I just make them. But they taught me a long time ago that they're in control and they do as they please. Because I made a video called, The Time of Love Part 2. And they didn't put that video on there and say, well, somebody complained and it's not a court out there. They told that thing off. Yeah, because they have their picks and chooses. But God doesn't have no pick and choose. When he comes to destroy, he comes to destroy it all. He ain't gonna take it. And that's the worldwide, just like this message. This is a worldwide message. This is for all Israel, no matter where you scatter at, through the four corners of earth. Why? Because I am Judah on fire. When he was going, let's say we follow Judah. And that's what Judah is who? The lawgiver. That's right. That's right. That's what you're supposed to be following, Judah. And you also know that Levi was going to sin. And Levi did sin. Because he got with those Jews and he killed who? The king of the world. But the law of God said, don't worry about that. I still have chosen them to serve me. And I read that. I just read that in Ecclesiastes. Man, if you don't get out of, and I didn't listen to none of it because you were on Sunday morning. I go and listen to all those preachers and all their lives. I didn't listen to none this morning. I had other things on my mind. I just went and looked at circular stuff. I didn't go there. I looked at this movie called The Mandela Effect, and how these people, it's talking about the science and everything. I don't know what that science. And these people can't change. They can't change. Only thing they can change is this technology that they put out there, and those books and things they have online. They can change that anytime they want. And so that's what they did. What they did was just like during this time, say all these break-ins and downloads, like they say, they're stealing your information. But man, don't believe that. Don't believe that. You not just, if you demand them to do something, they're not going to do it. But if you make it the atmosphere like where you got to give it up, and then they found out that's all they had to do to make these false flags, and you go right along with the program. So that's what they do. That's how they do it. Yeah. So let's get with it. So people, you're in the land of your enemy, in the land of Eden, just like God said. God already, Lord God and God already know. I mean, they know it all. I mean, they know everything, and they know that until you repent with your whole heart, you're gonna stay in this captivity, just like our fathers and them have taught us. But we didn't start crying now. And so when we start crying back to God, things gonna change. But anyway, so let's get back to what I was saying. So I listened to Kevin Giddens, and the other day she was talking about, that's what you do. You put your trust in a person that's afraid. What they're gonna do? They can put out fear out there. And so she was talking about how they gonna start back lynching and stuff like that. But you gotta see who they gonna be lynching. I mean, they got some of the righteous gonna be lynching and everything because God gonna permit that. Some of the saints gonna be beheaded because God gonna permit that. But other than that, it's not gonna be like that. I mean, that's not what the Lord God promised Israel once they get back and keeping all His commandments, keeping all His old covenant. No, He didn't promise Israel that. And just like I told you, and I tell you again, man, these Christians gonna be doing that. Yeah, these Christians gonna be doing that. I was reading Thecla. I mean, they say Thecla. It's not Thecla. It's Thecla. That's her name, Thecla. And so Thecla, Thecla, and the mama name is Theonica, something like that. That's how they pronounce it. And so it's not Thecla. Then when you go to what I'm named Thecolo, it's Thecla, Thecla, and the mama name is Theonica. So I'm trying to pronounce it best I can, but if I was back in Greece and everything, you hear the name, you could pronounce it. But anyway, so they had this man that wanted to marry, but she didn't want to marry. She had started listening to Paul and the Holy Spirit and got in because the Holy Spirit works like this. And like Jesus told us, said, hey, it got to be a gift in order for you to keep your virginity until the day you die, or be a virgin to the day. That's a gift of God. Every man doesn't have that gift. And so she had that gift, and she used her gift. And so the man that wanted to marry her, man, she didn't want to marry that man. Once she heard that gospel and heard about the power and the strength that she was going to get, and how she was going to get immortality and stuff, man, she didn't want to have nothing to do with that man. But the man was a man in high position. And so when he came down and got with the Oklaka, her mama, and told her, say, he wanted to marry. Mama wanted to go because why? It's money, riches, and fame. And the mama said, was telling him about it, and he said about it. And so Paul was there, so he said, well, just tell Paul that he's a Christian, just like that, because and then they'll kill him and stuff like that, because they the one that made up that. Yeah, they the one start coming tag of prestige, and that's the way of calling you something lower than dirt. Yeah, and then they made all that up. Then they went from that, and then they blew it way up. And he's been in a high position. And what we done, the Lord God said, all knowledge and wisdom can understand. So when you go read the Proverbs, listen to it this morning. Proverbs say, the rich are rulers over the poor. So all these people out there with all that margin, Black Lives Matter, these people making all types of money off of that. Yeah. Go to like I told this young man, CJ, that's his name. And I was in Atlanta because God do things for a reason and purpose for everything. So I was up there. 1 minute, because I already wanted to, meet someone else that was into he's a young man, 24 years old. But anyway, and so he was telling me, man, I went online, but I didn't go online, because I already knew it was about money. Yeah, that person who started that movement and thing, man, getting all types of donations and money and everything like that. And when you see people like that, they want something true. And it's man, I've been knowing all my life, been knowing for the projects and everything. And so he done got out there, started selling and making money and everything. So I go there, he didn't get up and do one of those numbers that they doing there, that they do, that they did in the church. I see it, and I'm looking at it, you know. I said, man, you know, I didn't say nothing. I didn't say nothing because God want to chastise. Yes, he going to chastise. But anyway, I said that to say this, man, y'all forgot where y'all came from. That's what it happened. Yeah, that's what didn't happen. If you came over here, wherever you went at, you was a slave, well, you know, you came over here what? You had no money, no finance, or nothing like that. And I told you, I don't care how much money you get or what you do, and you put your trust in those finances and everything. It's not going to change nothing. It's not going to change nothing. It's not going to change a thing. Only one way you get now is, and you can have money, then put your brother down because you're making a few dollars. That doesn't mean anything. All that means that wait a minute. I can tell you, I can read it better than I can tell it to you. Let me see if I can find a book. If I can find a book, if I can't find a book, oh, the book right here in front. So let me read it to you. Because I had lost this scripture one time. And then so the Lord God had brought it back to me. Yeah, he brought it back to me because I showed. And man, I was looking in all the books for this scripture. Because the Lord God already told you, said, man, ain't no merchants, no businessman, no merchants going to enter to the kingdom of heaven. Let's see. Jesus said, a man had received visitor, and when he had prepared the dinner, he sent his servant to invite guests. He went to the first one and said, my master invites you. He said, I have claims against some merchants. They are coming to me this evening. I must go and give them my orders. I asked to be excused from the dinner. He went to another and said, my master invites you. He said to him, I have just bought a house and am required for the day. I should not have any spare time. He went to another and said to him, my master invites you. He said to him, my friend is going to get married and I am to prepare the banquet. I should not be able to come. I asked to be excused from the dinner. And so he went to another and said to him, my master returned and said to his master, those whom you invited to the dinner have asked to be excused. All right. So let's keep going. I have asked to be excused. The master said to the servant, go outside to the streets and bring back those whom you have happened to meet, so they may dine. Businessmen and merchants will not enter the place of my fathers. See, that's scripture. That's in this book right here. Testament of Mary and John. Thomas, Mary and John. That's what we say. I'll repeat that. It says, businessmen and merchants will not enter the place of my father. Yeah. So all I can do is give it to you, give it to you. It's not me saying, that's the Lord God. The Lord God saying that. Jesus saying that. He just told that to his disciple. Yeah, and that's what he said. So you can get out there and make all the money, houses, lands, and I'm such this and I'm such that. But counting that, when the time comes, they're like this, when debt come knocking at the door. You can't turn debt back. No. Oh no, and all that money and all that fame and fortune, that don't mean a thing. And God has what? Made it that way. Yep. So all right. I mean, it's not done. So let's continue on. So yeah, man, don't forget where you come from. Don't forget that. You know what God tell you? Say, man, don't forget your ancestors and your fathers. Don't forget them. That's in the book of Ecclesiastes. Yeah, man, there's so much, and there's so much knowledge and wisdom and understanding out there. And Lord God tells us how to go. So let me finish. You're afraid of them all they want. That's not that's not how they work. So let's start off with it. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 11, verse 25. Because I told you I went back over there. And man, when I went back over that thing, I seen all that what they had cut out. Yeah, because I was talking against the Pat Robertson, the president. Yeah, because you can do all that you want. But the KKK, like, see why they not gonna put KKK and all those kind of terrorist organization and blast it out there, because most of them hate of that, especially KKK. Most of them hate of that organization. That's what they did. They told you, man, they took all them They took off them hoods and everything, put on them ties, got into office, became police. You'll always be packed there, and they're gonna change these laws and things for you. Now they'll change and put a clause in them, just like they done after you came out of slavery. They had a clause in them. They caught you doing anything bad or wrong. They take away all your rights and put you in that jailhouse, in that prison house, and that's what they have done. They've been doing it, man. Man, they've been doing that for so long, right? Oh yeah, so let me continue on. So let's go. Let me show you, man. You gotta be scared of these people that was going on. God don't want you to be afraid of these people. God knows what's going on. God asked you to obey my voice. Get back in the bonds of forever covenant, and these things it's gonna go well for you. All right, well, let's go to it. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 11. Let's go to that. Deuteronomy chapter 11, verse 25. Deuteronomy chapter 11, verse 25. Let's go there. What will he say? He said, yeah, what he said? There shall no man be able to stand before you, for the Lord your God shall lay the fear of you and the dread of you upon all the land that you shall tread upon, as he has said unto you. Yeah, behold, I set before you this day blessing and a curse. A blessing if you obey the commandments of the Lord your God, which I command you this day, and a curse if you would not obey the commandments of the Lord God and turn aside out of the way which I command you this way, and go after other gods which you have not known. And that's why I'm telling you, that's what God said. That's God's promise. If you keep my commandment, I'm gonna make them people fear you. That's what he said. That's what he said, man. I'm telling you, bro. Just like I was talking about Elijah. Yeah, Elijah. He's when the men came against Elijah, they was in their house, and they wanted, they wanted to do something to him. Elijah said, no, you ain't got to do all that. We don't have to kill him or do it. And so what Elijah did, he said, what he said, Elijah said, made them all blind, and then when he made all of them blind, he took them by the hand and laid them back to their country. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what he did. So that's what I'm telling you, man. You got power from up on high. And I wrote down, I said, the greatest weapon. Yeah, I wrote that down because it's a covenant day. And so I say, what's it? Wait a minute, I want to make sure. I say, you never call on your greatest weapon. Yeah, like that. Pretty say that. Can't say that. That picture there was fighting with those fallen demons fighting fallen demons. And that man took that stone, took the emerald stone off Dr. Strange and told him the greatest weapon you never use. And that's what he said, man, your greatest weapon. Yeah, the greatest weapon you can call upon, you don't call upon, and they right there with you, waiting for you to do it, waiting for you to get back in the Bible's command. I told you, man, Father Abraham, our fathers and everything, our fathers and everything, we had God on the side. And our father Judah, man, Father Isaac said, man, Father Jacob said, that's why he put Judah in charge. Said, everywhere Judah go, he knew he had a holy angel with Judah. Man, they were scared of Judah. Joseph himself, Joseph was scared of Judah too. Man, you're very afraid of Judah. Man, Judah was somebody. Yeah, they were afraid, and that's who children you are. Come on, man. So let's continue on. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 28. Deuteronomy chapter 28. Well, and the people more than thou, be not afraid of them, for the Lord thy God is with thee, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. And it shall be when you are gone nigh to the battle, that the priest shall approach and speak unto the people. And he shall say unto them, hear, O Israel, ye approach this, neither be ye terrified because of them. For the Lord your God is he that goeth with you to fight for you against your enemies to save you. That's what he said. Yeah. Oh yeah. So well, that's what you have become. That's why they keep you in this Christianity thing. That's why they keep you in this church house, what the Lord God called what? Prison house. That's why you're in there. And that's why they do all these things against you. Yeah, so you will never get your power. That's why when you start back keeping God's commandment, keep God's holy covenant, what the Lord God said, be baptized in Jesus' name. Yeah. So what? That you can receive what? Fire from on high, the gift, the promise, the Holy Ghost. And what the Holy Ghost? Power from on high. Come on, man. That's what this thing was about. But you just you want what they want. That's right. You want houses and lands and cars and the best of all of that. And what they're going to do, nothing that's not going to change the way that they treat you. Go ask one of the people that have the Jay-Z's, the Oprahs, and the Dells and everything, and ask them how they still being treated by some of those folks. Ask them. Ask them. Yeah? Oh, yeah, you in there, ask them. All right, so let's go. Let's go. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 1. Deuteronomy chapter 1. I should start all there for you, but don't worry about it. We're here now. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 1. Deuteronomy chapter 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto the Israel to this side, on this side Jordan, in the wilderness, in the plain, over against the Red Sea, the sea between Paran, Thopor, Liban, Hazeroth, and what? Zelheb. These are the 11 days journey from Horeb to Mount Seir and what? Kadesh Barnea. And it came to pass in the 40th year. Oh, I'm reading this right. No, I'm not reading this right. Let's go. Let's skip. Let's go down to verse 17. Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 17. I hadn't broke it up. Listen what it say. And I charge your judges at the time, saying, hear the cause between your brethren, and the judge rightly between every man and his brother, and the stranger that is with him. So you know they had to choose. But this one he said, you should not respect persons in judgment. He said, ye shall not respect persons in judgment. You shall hear the small as well as the great. You should not be afraid of the face of man. See? But ye shall hear the small as well as the great. Ye shall not be afraid of the face of man. For the judgment is God, the cause that is too hard for you, bring unto me, and I will hear. See that? See that? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that's what you're supposed to be. Say, yeah, well, ye should not be afraid of the face of man, for the judgment is God. All I can do is give it to you as he's given to me. But that's why these people do all these things, man. Let me tell you something. And they did when I was coming up to a kid, 18, 19 years old, got my first little hoopty. Dad and mom bought me a little hoopty when I was a teenager. Yeah, they bought me a little hoopty. But man, where I go, the people stop me. When I got a grown man, they still was doing it. Yeah, they're doing it right now today. Especially if you're driving a certain type of car, one that they can't afford. And they're doing all that hard work and labor and call themselves the police and everything, can't afford one of them calls. Stop me in a second. Yeah, but I never was a fan of that food. And I did that when I was a young man, didn't know no better. True. I was going to school, and I was going to school to be called, and I had a class on Saturday. This is before I started keeping Sabbath. I had a class on Saturday, and I went and put those wagon wheels, on the first white wagon wheel for pickup truck that came out. I had a lot of work done to that truck. And so I parked the truck on Newton Crown, and I was in the class, and I couldn't do no work. Couldn't do no work from watching that car after that truck after I put all that money into the truck. Couldn't do no work, couldn't do nothing. Failed the class and everything. You know what I did? Got rid of that truck. That's right. From that day to this day. Put my trust and buy nothing like that I gotta be watching. And I was a young man during that time. So yeah. Well, yeah, so all I can do is tell you like it is. But they've been stopping. Yeah. But if I had been in the binds of forever covenant, keeping all God's commandments and knowing these things, first of all, I wouldn't have been out there in this situation. Another thing, that when those things came up on me, I wouldn't feel none of that. Which I didn't. But every time I got out the binds of forever covenant and started going to those church houses and keeping the Sunday at the first day, all type of things befell me. Yeah. Start back committing adultery, gambling, hormone, and everything else. Because I started going back to the church house. I did. 7-Day Adventist church to the same thing. Say then when I got out of them and started humbling myself and start reading and keeping God's word, keeping God's command, none of those things fulfilled. And I became stronger and stronger. Then one day the power came upon. Oh yeah, he taught me. Or did he teach me? He taught me about the power. When this thing started acting up, I told you I'm cutting it off because the information that the Lord God has given me to give unto you is too important for you not to get it. Okay, so let's continue on. All right, so now we're going to Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 18. Deuteronomy chapter 7, well, they breaks it up. They use the choice words, so let's do it. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 18. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 18. All right, this is what I say. Well, we can start at, verse 17. Start at verse 17. If thou shalt say in thy heart, these nations are more than I, how can I dispose them? How can dispose them? Then say, thou shalt not be afraid of them, but shall remember what the Lord thy God did unto Pharaoh and unto all Egypt. But are you remembering that? No, you're not remembering that. I want to tell you why. But let's finish. Let's just finish it. And so it said, thou shalt not be afraid of them. Thou shalt remember what the Lord thy God did unto Pharaoh and unto all Egypt. The great temptation with thy eyes saw, the signs and wonders and the mighty hand and the stretched out arm whereby the Lord thy God brought thee out. So shall the Lord God do unto all the people of whom thou art afraid of. And I told you once before. I don't think I went over. I probably have went over Deuteronomy chapter 7, because when I read Deuteronomy chapter 7, that's when I got rid of all this stuff out the house, everything off the walls, and that was a pride and proud. Got rid of that. Oh yeah, got rid of all the ghosts, everything. Yeah, because Lord God had showed me, said, man, that's vanity, man. That's not gonna do nothing for you. Can't do a thing for you. All right. So anyway, so the reason why these women, especially these women, putting all that fear and humble and bow down to these people, man, you're not supposed to do that. You got to go. That's why you keep the commandment. That's why you keep the Holy Covenant. But let's go back there. Let's go back. If thou shalt say in thy heart, 18. Thou shalt not be afraid of them, but thou shalt will remember what the Lord thy God did unto Pharaoh and unto all Egypt. And the reason why you can't remember that because you're not keeping God what? Holy covenant. They're teaching you not to keep it. Yeah. Oh yeah, they're teaching. Let's go to Deuteronomy, on 7-Day Adventist. So this young man was talking to CJ. And so I was telling him about the Sabbath day and everything, and he get up and said that he found in the book of Exodus. I said, no, that's the wrong one, bro. I said, this the one you should be reading. So I go Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 15. Those 7-Day Adventists not reading this to you. He's not. Excuse me. Yeah. All right. Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 15. And remember that thou was a servant in the land of Egypt, that the Lord thy God brought thee out thence through a mighty hand and stretched out arm. Therefore the Lord thy God command thee to keep the Sabbath day. See? That's what he commanded to do, keep the Sabbath day. Not all the other foolishness. He didn't tell you that. He commanded you to keep the Sabbath day. So let's put that in this. Let's put this in this corner over here where they because man, that's why all this coming up on you and you wondering why it's coming up on you because you ain't doing nothing what thus said the Lord. You're not. I mean, I understand I did the same thing, but you gotta repent. You have to repent, bro. You have to repent. I'm telling you, bro, you have to repent. All this is about, Lord God knew that you was going to do everything you done because you was born into it, right? Was you not? Yeah, you was born into it. So he knows that, but it's about whether you're going to repent or not. That's what it's about. Yeah. Are you going to turn back? Are you going to turn back and keep all his commandments and things? Well, okay, well, all I can do is give it to you as he's giving out to me. I can't live your life for you. Can't do it. Can't do it. You have, oh, man. Man. Well, I'm not going to be able to put Deuteronomy. Well, I guess I can put, I said, it ain't going to let me do it. It's not going to let me do it. Let's see if I can delete that much. Let's see. All right. So let's see how much they're gonna let me put in there. But that's what's going on. That's why these people are able to do what you want to do. That's why. Well, let's just put down Deuteronomy chapter 50, verse 5-15. Hopefully they'll go read that. I'm hoping that they're gonna read, man. Yeah. I hope that they go and read that. And I'm just gonna put that down now because that's what you're supposed to be doing. All right, let's go. So well, I'm not worried about all that, man. With how many likes, dislike, how many people watch, how many people are not watching, I'm not worried about that. That's the goal, I'm saying. Yeah, and when you get time for, you're gonna have so many people trying to get at this station to listen. Yeah, to listen to what thus said the Lord. Yeah, because sooner or later this is gonna end. So let's go back to Deuteronomy chapter 1. Let's go back to that. Yeah, because I just wrote all this down because after she had said all that, like Israel's are people that's supposed to go run and hide and tuck their legs. No, he didn't tell us to do that. So let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 1, verses 1-30. Say, look, then I said unto you, dread not, neither be afraid of them. The Lord your God, which goeth before you, he shall fight for you according to all he did for you in Egypt before your eyes. See? Man, that's what he said, man. Man. Let me see. Let's see if we're gonna take that. Yeah. And so yeah, man, you got there. Let's take that. So you have to man, it's everything is about you repenting and getting back in the bonds forever covenant, keep all his commandments. That's what it's about. But when I make this next video, I'm gonna have to make a video because what's coming up next is, man, I'm not trusting these people. Why should I? All right, let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 28. Well, we know that's it. Well, we already know that because we're here. So Deuteronomy chapter 28, 64-66. Let's see what that says. 64-66. And the Lord, that's what he said. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all the people from one end of the earth unto the other. And there shall thou serve other God, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even the wood and stone. So you know that. You're in those church houses. That's what you serve, the wood and stone. And among these nations thou shalt find no ease, and neither shall the sole of thy feet have rest. But the Lord will give thee a trembling heart and the failing of eyes and the sorrow of mind. And that's what he have done unto us. Let's finish reading the next one. And thy life shall hang in a doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have no assurance of thy life. So that's what the Lord God, because what? You're not keeping his commandment. That was a part of the statutes and the judgment. If you keep the statutes, you're gonna be blessed. If you don't keep the statute, the judgment was. If you don't keep his commandments, then the judgments are coming in. Listen, all right. Well, let's read what if we to get back the bonds forever covenant, so we know that's gonna say. All right, look what he said. He said Deuteronomy chapter 20, verse 6. Blessed shalt thou be when thou comest in, blessed shalt thou be when thou goest out. The Lord shall cause thy enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face, and they shall come out against thee one way and flee before you 7 ways. But are they doing that? Come on, man. Come on, man. Are they doing that? Well, let's go a little further. Verse 9, 28 verse 9. The Lord shall establish thee as a holy people unto himself, as he has sworn unto thee, if thou shalt keep what the commandments of the Lord thy God and walk in his ways. See? The Lord shall establish thee as a holy people unto himself, as he has sworn unto thee, if thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy God and walk in all his ways. But let's just finish. And all the people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of the Lord, and they shall be afraid of thee. See? Well, now if that man, I'm just not telling all the rest of them, they was keeping God's holy commandment and keep God's holy covenant, which I know they wasn't, because we know what happened. So we know he wasn't, but they still didn't have the right to do that. But if you was keeping God's holy commandment, keep God, what did he say? Them people have been so afraid of you because he know as soon as you do something, boom, that sword coming down. The Lord God already showed you. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's woe coming down on real fast, just like he done for all our people all through the ages. But you're not keeping God's holy covenant and back, not keeping all his commandments. And just like I told you, man, that I was so perfect with the Lord, and I told you I'm still upset about that, man. That's something, boy. I said, boy, and I seen that. I said, man, that's so perfect. Yeah. See, I've done everything for you. And that's what he has done. He watched over us day and night. He did all this thing, but all he had actually do one thing, keep his command, obey his voice. But we won't do that. Keep his holy covenant. We won't do that. No, he said, oh, I have done everything for you. And I just asked you to do this one thing, and you can't do that. Well, he didn't say that. He said, I asked you to do this one thing. All I have done for you, I just asked you to do this one thing. Man, that's a hurt thing. That is a hurt thing. So let's continue on. Let's continue on. All right, so we know that's what he said, man. Oh man, that's what the Lord said. That's what he said. And all the people, let me see if I can get that now. Because man, you can't let nobody put no fear. Don't let the people put that fear in your heart, man. You get back in the bond forever covenant. If you get back in the bond forever covenant, Lord, is the Lord God? Can God lie? Can the Lord God lie? No. No, how you can't lie? Just like he told you, if you break my covenant, I'm gonna send you back into Egypt, but this time in ships and in chains. Have that happened? Yes, that has happened. So what makes you think if you start doing the right thing, keeping his covenant, keeping his commandment, that he's not gonna let all that overtake all that and start back giving you blessings and like he said, and make your enemies and things afraid? What makes you think he's doing that? Well, I mean, all I can do is tell you what he's gonna do. And if you are, man, well, let me keep on going. Yeah, well, let me keep on going. So now we go into Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 5 and 6. Yeah, I'm going over this way to let you know all these things the Lord goes, because you don't get this in a church house, synagogue, sanctuary, high place too. These people not teaching you that. They're not teaching you these things. Well, let me finish. Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 5 and 6. 5 through 6. This is what he said. And the Lord shall give them up before your face, that you may do unto them according unto all the commandments which I have commanded you. Be strong. Yeah, well, he said, be strong and of good courage. Fear not, nor be afraid of them. For the Lord thy God, he is that doeth go with thee, and he will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. See that? Yeah, that's what wow. Say, be strong and of good courage, fear not, nor be afraid of them. For the Lord thy God, he it is that doeth go with thee, he will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. Because that's not night. All right. And Moses called unto Joshua and said unto him in the sight of all Israel, be strong and of a good courage, for thou must go with this people unto the land which the Lord has sworn unto their fathers to give them, and thou shalt cause them to inherit it. And the Lord, he it is that goeth before thee. He will be with thee. He will not fail thee, neither forsake thee. Fear not, neither be dismayed. And that's what he told. Oh yeah, that's what he told. But I mean, being in the land of the enemy, you know how you got over here and everything. You know what you got to do. Our father Judah to it for all go to the Testament of 12 people and see what our fathers tell us to do to get out of this situation, to get out of this mess we're in. Yeah, when I say all that marching and everything, trying to make these people do right by you, man. Oh Lord, God said, put your trust not in man, nor the son of man, but put your trust in him. That's right. And all this stuff gonna change. Well, let's see this. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 8, verse 12. Let's do that. Isaiah chapter 8, verse 12. I mean, all I can do is give it to you as he has given it unto me. Isaiah chapter 8, verse 12. Yeah. Isaiah chapter 8, verse 12. So let's go. Isaiah chapter 8, verse 12. Let me see. We'll start at verse 11. For the Lord spake thus to me with a strong hand, instructed me that I should not walk in the way of this people, saying, say ye not of a confederacy. And all them to whom this people should say a confederacy, neither fear ye their fear, nor be afraid. See that? Neither fear ye their fear, nor be afraid. So that's in Isaiah chapter 11, verse 12. Yeah, well, I mean, well, it says, sanctify the Lord of hosts himself, and let him be your fear, and let him be your dread. Without the Lord God, man, Lord God, to give you everything, everything you give it to you. You fight your battles and everything, man. You just, man. Well, let's get something else. Let's go to something else. Well, let's go to Isaiah chapter 44, verse 8. Isaiah chapter 44, verse 8. I'm just giving it to you as he has been giving it to me. 44, verse 8. Isaiah chapter 44, verse 8. Listen what he says. He said, we start at verse 7. And who, as I should call and should declare and set in order for me, since I appointed the ancient people and the things that are coming and shall come. Let them show unto them. So I'm going to get to that later, but right now, I'm giving you this. He said, listen to this. Say, fear not, neither be afraid. Have not I told thee from that time, have declared it? Ye are even my witness. Is there a God beside me? Yea, there is none. I know not. Okay? Say, fear ye not, neither be afraid. Have not I told thee from that time, and have declared? Ye are even my witness. Is there a God beside me? Yea, there is no God. I know not. But always say, fear ye not, neither be you afraid. That's God telling you to do this. Why? Because you're back in keeping all his commandments. You're back in the bonds of Holy Covenant. You've been baptized in Jesus' name. You have his Holy Spirit on you. Yeah, you are precious to God. And that's why he told you about the sparrows. Not one of them going to fall unless he commanded to be. All right. All right. So let's go to 51. Come on, man. Isaiah chapter 51, verse 7. Verse 7. Isaiah chapter 51, verse 7. Listen to it say. Okay, I'm not doing the wrong thing. 51, verse 7. This will go. Hearken unto me, ye that know righteousness, the people in whose heart is my law. Fear ye not the reproach of men, neither be afraid of their reviling. See that? See, hearken unto me, that ye that know righteousness, the people in whose heart is my law. Fear ye not the reproach of men, neither be afraid of their revilings. See, that's the law of God telling you to do these things, man. You got to worry about what these people going to do to you. No, man, if you keep all God's commandments, keep his holy covenant, and you got God on your side, why would you be afraid of it? Why would you be out there marching, telling some man to do something for you that the law of God tell you, if you repent with all your heart and keep all your commandments, keep my covenant, then I'm gonna restore you back as the first. That's what he told you. Man, man, come on, man. Well, let's go a little farther. I mean, they got to end just as they got to begin. They got to end to this. Yeah, I didn't go over everything for you, but I'm going over a lot. All right, so let's go. Let's go to Psalms chapter 56. Now, you know, I tell you, go to Psalms all the time. Why? Because King David prayed for his enemies. Yeah, he prayed for his enemies. Let's go. Yeah, well, let's see. Psalms 56, verse 3. Well, let's go there. Psalm 56, verse 3. And they got so much in Psalms, and I told you, man, God is not what's short of his word. He's not. Psalm 56, verse 3. What time I am afraid, I will trust in thee. What time I am afraid, I will trust in thee. See that? If you're afraid, what you supposed to do? Verse 4. In God I will praise his word. In God I have put my trust. I will not fear what flesh can do unto me. See that? Yeah. Every day they rest my words, and all their thoughts are evil. All their thoughts are against me for evil. All their thoughts are against me for evil. Man, well, we got a little bit more to it. Let me see. And so let's skip on down. Let me see. 56 verse 11. In God have I put my trust. I will not be afraid what man can do unto me. See, that's King David telling you. Yeah, you know King David would live to be very old, and he fought many battles. Yeah, yeah. And when he came on the scene, they talk. But before he even fought Goliath, he had fought what? A bear. He had fought a lion. Come on, man. Man, you got a God on your side, man. These God's gonna fight for you. So when you look at with these flesh, can't do me nothing, bro. Can't do me nothing. All right. Well, let's get another one going up. Just another one going up. Let's go. Let's get another one going up. Let's go for the last one. This is the last one. And then let's go see what Jesus said about it. Because Jesus have a word about it too. Yeah. Well, let's go to Matthew chapter 10, verse 28. Matthew chapter 10, verse 28. Not them which can kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. And are not two sparrows sold for a farthing, and one of them should not fall on the ground without your father. See? See? So, I mean, all I can do is give it to you as he has given it unto me. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's all I can do. That's all I can do, bro. And, man, don't, man, if you listen to these people with that, and they're not truly in the law of God, not keeping all God's commandments, all God's covenant, and they see these things right there. Now, if you're not in the bonds of God's holy covenant, not keeping his commandments, then I think that you should be afraid of putting yourself in some situation, just like I told you before that. Now, yeah, because that's how they gonna do. That's how it go. Because she was talking about, and I know it was true. I know that dream that it was true. But listen to this. She was talking about, say that they had these two white women, and when he got that black man and brought him to that ballroom and everything, and black man might not know what was going on. Might not have known. And then so she said the white man got together and over there in their corn and everything, and applied a plan, came up with a plan. Create a diversion, and then when they create a diversion, then they can get him. That's the same thing they done that young man in Greece, and had that young man in Greece fight by himself. He went to the bar with the white people. And no, that's gonna happen. You people will never accept you. You're not equal with these people. And these people are heathen, just like the Lord God said. You refuse to hearken and to hear that down. You living in the land of your enemy. You live in the land of the heathen. The Lord God said, I want to see you, and I'll put you in a land where they're not going to respect old nor young, rich nor poor, nobody. These people are heathens. All right. Okay, then. Well, you just go out there with that foolishness and keep on thinking that you're going to be equal with them. And so, but anyway, let's get back to the story. So, yeah, so she was telling all the brothers and everything, watch out for that. But I watch out, if you didn't keep God's own commandments, all God's commandments, God's will come, you got to watch out for them. They got to watch out for you. You in the back and behind the federal covenant. Okay, well, all I can do is tell you, just like the two young men that she said, that like, I know the names, keep all just like I told you before, they're going to fight back. You go out there with all that marching and everything, but these people going to fight back. They're going to wait till you settle down, because that marching going to stop sooner or later. And they're going to wait till you settle down, and they're going to go back, and all those laws and everything they put in place, they're going to make new laws and new things to put in place to do what? To keep you in this captivity, to keep you bound, keep you in this bonds. That's what they've been doing all the time. So why would they change it now? That's why the law of God said. That's why the law of God said. People say, well, we wouldn't have put you all in slavery. It was us. We wouldn't put you all in slavery. But what Jesus said, but you are the children of those who slayed the prophets. You are the children of those who put us in slavery. You're the children of those who keep us in this captivity. You're the children of those who won't pack there with us. You're the children of those who still took off the hoods and put on these suit coats and put on these uniforms. Lord God already told you. He told you that in Jeremiah chapter 7. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 7. I know I got to get up. I got to get up and take a break. But before I take a break, let's go there. Jeremiah chapter 7. Yeah, because Man, these things, man, the Lord God be speaking so loud to me in the morning. The word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord saying, stand in the gate of the Lord's house and proclaim this word and say, hear the word of the Lord, all ye of Judah that enter these gates to worship the Lord. Thus say the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, mend your ways and your doings, and I will cause you to dwell in this place. Trust ye not in lying words, saying the temple of the Lord, the temple of the Lord, the temple of the Lord are these. And that's what you're doing. Church house, church house, church house. And these church houses going to do this, but what they doing in the church house? They're lying to you. They're lying to you, steadily dying of diabetes, steadily dying of high blood pressure, steadily dying of the police, steadily dying of stress, steadily dying of all these things, heart failure. Come on, man. Come on, man. Kidney failure, liver failure, dying. And why? Because you're not keeping all of God's commandments. You're not keeping God's holy covenant. And you keep on running these church houses. That's what he's telling you. Say, all you Judah that enter these gates to worship what? The Lord. And where you worship the Lord at? Come on, man. Thus say the Lord of hosts, God of Israel, mend your ways and your doing, and I will cause you to dwell in this place. Not only that, you got these people, the Muslims, the Islamics and everything, praying all that time. They're doing the same thing. They got more wars and terrorism in those countries and everything is happening. And you're still following up behind that false and see that nothing is changing. You're praying and worshiping until to your God. And none of these things, you're going to keep on doing it? Come on, man. Come on, man. Does that show that you have wisdom, knowledge, and understanding? Blind faith. Huh? All right, wait, you go ahead on. We'll keep on going. Trust ye not in lying words said in the temple of the Lord, the temple of the Lord, the temple of the Lord are these. For if you truly amend your ways and your doing, if you truly execute judgment between man and his neighbor, if you oppress not the stranger, the fatherless, the widow, and shed not innocent blood in this place, neither walk after other gods, to your hurt, you see, and that's what they're doing. Who they killing? When you look out there, you've never seen that guy before. I never really know. No George, no Trayvon. Never heard of none of these people. I ain't never heard of none of these people. But you know, someone was fatherless, and let me keep on going. So, so that's what they did. Yeah, they killed them, hung them. So they ain't just started; they've been doing it. And every time you listen around, this is what they be doing. But the 400 years are up, man. Man, you within in the final hour, and all you have to repent with your whole heart, keep all this command, and all this stuff gonna go well for you. These people not gonna put their hands on you. These people gonna be afraid of you, but you refuse. You refuse. You refuse. But anyway, if you oppress not the stranger, the fatherless, the widow, and shed not innocent blood in this place, and they're doing everything, they oppress you, and they oppress you, man. Come on, bro. The fatherless, the widows. They shed innocent blood. When they kill these people, now these people innocent. I don't care what they did. They didn't kill nobody to be killed, for to lose their life behind. Come on, bro. The judgment and the punishment is not the same. Okay, well, neither walk after other gods to your reading. That's what we doing. We walking after all these gods. Come on, bro. You walking. I did the same thing too. My children are doing the same thing. No matter how hard I tried, I'm hoping that one day they're going to repent. But that's what they're doing. They're running behind all these things. And every time you look around, they want something. Why? Because that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. Then when I called you to dwell in this place and land I gave your fathers forever now. And so what land you get? We're not in our land. That's why when you go read the book of Hash, JSHR or Yash or whatever you want to call it. So when you go read that book, it point blank tells you when the Palestinians went in our land, and they said, well, you can't stay in that land because that land did not belong to you. That land did not come to your lot. They went over there. And that's when we learned that long as you're in the land that was not covered to you, you're going to always have war and conflict in that land. And that's what's going on right now. Yeah? Well, so all I can do is tell you, just like he telling me. All right, well, let's see what he say. All right, so we know that we're not in the land to that. Behold, you trust in lying words that cannot profit. And that's what you're doing. These, man, the Stones, I tell you all the time, the Stones, the Robinsons, yeah, Stone Robin, the Clifford Dollars. Oh, man. That's Well, the Robersons, Richardsons, the Martins. I don't care who they are. I don't care who they are. They don't know all the truth, and they lying to you, because just like you suffer from something up there, so the bone, or just like you suffer from something, they fall suffer from something, the Myers, the J, all of them. Yeah. Will you steal, murder, commit adultery, swear falsely, and burn incense to deal, and walk after other gods whom you know not? What they doing? Well, go to the house and find out. And come and stand before me in this house, which is called by my name, and say, we are delivered to do all these abominations. And that's what I was doing. I'd go there to a Walmart and buy all those incense and everything, and buy all that different perfume, and come into the house and burn incense. And boy, I can remember time I was out there with those them posters, that the black light posters, and with those stick incense and smoking weed, yeah, smoking marijuana. Oh yeah, I was young then, young and dumb, and then I'll leave that, and mom was sitting in church on Sunday, and you go to church on Sunday, a Bible class during the week, yeah, and then you go up doing the same thing. You might not be smoking and doing all that no more, but you're doing other things, and then you go right there, yeah, go right there and ask God. Then go there and ask God, oh God, forgive me and all that, and sing and praise and worship like nothing's going on, and you're out there still committing all those things. I get it. They're doing it too. And just like he said, you're not lying. God is not lying. Well, delivered to do all these things. You come and stand before me in this house, which is called by my name, and say, we are delivered to do all these things. And this house, which is called by my name, become a den of robbers in your eye. Behold, even I have seen it, say the Lord. And we talk about a den of robbers. Woo! How many times, how many books, how many CDs and everything, man, you can spend a whole lot of money on that stuff. I mean a whole lot of money. Yeah. Oh yeah. And they just robbing, because you God doing all those things, but what? How many people have you healed? How many people have they healed? How many people God have healed to them? How many times you seen them raise the dead? Come on, man. And that's another thing when the Lord God said they're doing all these things. Then you go to the altar where these pastors and preachers and priests and everything supposed to have healed you. So when you go to the altar to God, you are healed, you are made whole, and you're blessing God for what he has done. But they're not doing that, man. I was reading Thecla, Paul and Thecla. I said Thecla, Paul and Thecla. And I was reading that, boy, and boy, man, the people was doing everything. Healing people, raising days, everything. Man, I tell you, they was doing it all. And you come down here, you got many more people out there claiming to be Christ. Can't do nothing. Can't do nothing. Give you your word and tell you to go right there. Go to marriage counseling. Go to go to marriage counseling. Go see the psychiatrist and all those things. None of that is of God. Because you keep God's commandments, holy covenant, but the Lord God make these promises that he's going to heal you, he's going to bless you, all that. Deuteronomy chapter 28, these are the blessings that he said he was going to do. If you coming, but you're not coming there, and the Lord God tell you, I didn't send these people, and still you still run to that church house, synagogue, synagogue, down into the place which was in Shiloh, where I set my name in for you, and see what I have done to it for the wickedness of my people Israel. And boy, and I saw Shiloh. Boy, I didn't know what Shiloh was. I didn't. And so, but when I went over there to that piece of dirt, saw Shiloh and everything, I didn't know it. Then this man died. No. His name is Moses in Hebrew. I can't think of it now. But anyway, he told me, and I asked him what that. He said, that's Shiloh. Boy, I see the fox run on Shiloh, tower on Shiloh, and Shiloh just so barren and empty and naked. All they got is one little, they had this one little building on, one little, like a little small shack, no more than 5 feet high at the most. It's barren, nothing but rocks and things on. Oh yeah, it's naked. Oh yeah, he showed it to me. And now because you have done all these works, say the Lord, and I speak unto you, rising up early speaking, but you heard not, and I called to you, but you answered not. Therefore I do unto this house, which is called by my name, wherein ye trust, and unto the place where I have gave to you and to your fathers. As I asked Ephesus Seventh-day Adventist Church about the prophecy that was brought to them. We'll ask them about it. They know it. Say, go and say, that man called himself Elijah. Did he bring a prophecy to y'all? Ask him. And I will cast you out of my sight, and cast out of all your brothers, even the whole seed of Ephraim. Therefore, pray not for this people, neither lift up a cry nor prayer for them, neither make intercession to me, for I will not hear thee. See that? And so, yeah, but that's what they're doing out there, praying and all that. They're marching and everything. I see them in the middle praying. God is not hearing that prayer. No, because you're going to pray and go do the right, same old thing. God knows the future. Because he's the one who created everything. He knows it all. Even before you do, he knows it all. And that's why he tells you, don't pray for these people. Don't pray for people. That's why I tell you to get out those church house, synagogue, sanctuary, high places, temple, tabernacle. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you call yourself and everything. And you have learned that from who? Your fathers, father, huh? Their parents, your grandparents. That's where you learn these things from. You didn't learn it from the Lord God himself. Because if you learn it from the Lord God himself, you wouldn't be doing it. Just as I have learned from the Lord God himself. I'm not doing nothing. Over there and over here. Yeah? The children gather wood, the fathers kill the fire, and the women knead their dough to make cakes for the queen of heaven, and to pour out drink offering to other gods, that they may provoke me to anger. And that's what you're doing. Come on, man. What you think you're doing when you second line and you're doing all these white parties and all these different parties? Well, what you think you're doing? When the brothers be on the corner and say, well, let's pour out a little bit for those who are not here. Come on, man. Not just that. When you have these Mardi Gras and all these things that you're pouring out, when you have these different festivals throughout all the world, you have these different festivals. Because I've been out a lot of places and I've seen your festivals and things you're doing. And what we did, drink wine and everything to whatever we'll celebrate, whatever God that we celebrate, whatever feast that we're doing. Come on, man. Do they provoke me to anger, say the Lord? Do they not provoke themselves to the confusion of their own faces? That's what you have done. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, behold, my anger and my fury shall be poured out upon this place, upon man, upon beast, upon the trees of the field, upon the fruit of the ground, and it shall burn and shall not be quenched. I was reading to you the other day, and I was reading to you about the Lord God should not, we see that Lord God should not destroy the earth again with water. And I was telling you about how the water, the seas and all that going to be on dry land again. But that's what he told me. That's what he said. That's what he word. And guess what? That's what he told me. He said, that water and stuff, it's not coming on the earth to destroy the earth. Look what it's coming on, say. Yeah. It's coming on the earth to do what? To clear man and beast from off the earth. And therefore said, Lord, my anger and my fury shall be poured out upon this place, upon man, upon beasts, upon the trees of the field, upon the fruit of the ground, and it shall burn and shall not be quenched. And I told you, when you read the book of Father Enoch, and we read the book of Father Enoch, that it tells you how that fire, how that water became fire. And they said, oh, I couldn't believe that the water had became fire. And it burned. Yeah, all right. I'm just telling you that's what he's talking about. Thus said the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, put your burnt offering to your sacrifice and eat flesh. Say, thus said the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, put your burnt offerings unto your sacrifices and eat flesh. For I spake not unto your fathers, nor command them, and did that I brought them out of the land of Egypt concerning burnt offerings and sacrifice. That's what he said. But this thing I command them, saying, obey my voice, and I'll be your God, and you shall be my people. Walk in all the ways of what? Forgive me, I'm out of sight. Let me calm down for a minute. Yeah, because this is very important, man. This is what we got to do, man. Lord God didn't leave us. Let me just read. But this thing I command them, saying, obey my voice, and I'll be your God, and you shall be my people. And walk ye in all the ways that I command you, that it may be well unto you. But it is well unto you? No, it's not well unto you. If it was well unto you, then you wouldn't be out there marching. You wouldn't be out there marching. I didn't sit down here too long, folks. But let me finish, and then I'll come back. But they hearken not, nor incline their ear, but walk in the counsel and the imagination of the evil heart, and went backwards and not forward. That's what they're doing now. What they're doing out there marching, are they going forward or are they going back? The marching stuff come from way, way back in the 60s. Come on, bro. Might have came way back before then. But we know it came way back from the 60s. All right, let's go. 50s and 60s, let's see. Since the day that your fathers came forth out the land of Egypt to this day, I even sent unto them all my servant the prophets, daily rising up early and sending them. We're going to get to that. I'm going to explain that to you too. And yet they hearken not unto me, nor incline the ear, but harden their necks, that they did worse than their fathers. And that's what they do. Because your fathers didn't have all this information. You have all this information. You have the books, you have the information. I mean, it's poor information, knowledge, wisdom, standing, being poured out upon the earth. All right, all the earth. Therefore thou shalt speak all these words unto them, but they will not hearken to thee. They should not even call unto them. Therefore thou shalt speak all these words unto them, but they will not hearken to thee. Thou shalt also call unto them, but they will not answer thee. But thou shalt say unto them, this is a nation that obeyed not the voice of the Lord, their God, nor receiving correction. These people will hurry up and make change these things for you, but they're not going to do it. That's why the Lord God got to come and get you, just like he came and got you out of Egypt with a mighty hand and stretched out arm. When they had let us go out of Egypt, when they let us go out of Egypt, and we was on our way, guess what they said? Man, what's his name? Oh, boy, I can't think of. Oh, boy, I can't think of that demon name. It's in the book of the testimony. I don't have the book of the testimony. The book of the Solomon, the Testament of Solomon. I don't have that book with me. I can't think of his name. No, it's not. And so when they was gone, he told Pharaoh, go out there and get them, bring them back. That's what he told him. That's what he did. And so that's why I love slaves. And guess what they did? They brought us back as servants. Yeah, that's what they did, man. Come on, bro. When you going to start to humble yourself so the Lord God can give you all this knowledge, wisdom, understanding? Okay, well, they say, yet they hearken not unto their fathers. Yet they hearken not unto me, not incline ears, but harden their neck. They did worse than their fathers. Therefore thou shalt speak to all these words unto them, but they will not hearken to thee. That thou also shalt call unto them, but they will not answer thee. But thou shalt say unto them, this is a nation that obeyed not the voice of the Lord their God, nor received correction. Thus truth is perished and cut off in their mouth. Cut off thy hair, so you know why I'm looking like this. Cut off thy hair, O Jerusalem, cast it away. Take up lamentation on high places. For the Lord hath rejected and forsaken the generation of his wrath. For the children of Judah have done evil in my sight. That's what we have done. Evil in his sight. Said the Lord, they have set their abomination in the house which is called by my name to pollute it. And that's what we have done. We have set everything in that church house. We do everything in that church house. Come on, man. That is called by his name. We do everything, all type of abomination. Everything's going on in that church house, man. Yeah. And it's called by, and we polluted it. And then you have these people, all these Esau, Edomites, and they're the ones in charge now of these mega churches and doing all these different things. And every time you look around, you have to pay so much money and get my CD, and buy my idols. And that's what you're doing. And that's what they got you doing. And that's what you believe in. That's what you trust in. That's what you're kneeling down to doing all those things. But what? Repent with your whole heart, keeping all his commandments in the back of the mind that have come. And they got you keeping the 9 of the commandments, but not the main one that you should be keeping. Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 15, the Sabbath day, you're not doing that. The perpetual covenant, you're not doing that. You're not. Come on, man. I speak to the elders, my elders and everything, and they've been at church house a long. Oh, we are Gentiles. And the Lord got away with those laws and things, but no, he didn't. He didn't get away with the Sabbath day. He didn't get away with those laws. He didn't give them away. See, I have not to come to destroy the law and the prophet, but what to do? Fulfill. And man, y'all still out there with their foolishness. And then that's what you're doing. And so, man, well, let's finish. And they had built high places of Tophet, which is in the valley of Son of Hinnom, and burned his sons and daughter in the fire, which I command them not, neither came to my heart. And so you got this museum, and in that museum that you built, a part of Mr. Smithsonian Museum that you built, and guess what you had? When you build that, you have all those evil and wicked things that they have done against, and they've done against Israel. Yeah. Since they've been over here, you have all that where they hung them and where there was a slavery, put all that in there. And Lord God didn't tell you to do that. He didn't. He didn't tell you to do that. Notice say, and they had built the high place of Tophet, which is in the valley of Son of Hinnom, and burned their sons and daughters in the fire, which I command them not. These came into my heart. And so what you see in that building, all right. I mean, all I can do is tell you that. And what is high place? You build all these church houses and things, and he didn't tell you to do that. No. Therefore, behold, the day is coming, Lord, it shall no more be called Tophet, an allegory. But if you really want to know what Tophet is, go read, I think you might can find it in the book of Hashir, chapter 9. I mean, chapter 8, where he tell you, because that's one of the children of somebody. Now, it might be the child of what? Yebet? Might be the children of Yebet, huh? No, not the child of Yebet. It might be the child of Ham. But anyway, go see. And when he start naming names, I mean, I read it to in the book of Jubilees also. When they divided the land, they told you what children they were. So go find out, because it's bad. Go find out where it took that. Go ahead. But you also got to know it's a spiritual allegory. It's an allegory as well as the place itself. Therefore, behold, the days come, said the Lord, shall be no more called Tophet, nor the valley of Son of Hinnom, but the valley of Sodom, for they should be buried in Tophet till there be no peace. And the carcasses of this people should be meat and flowers of heaven, and the beasts of the earth, and none shall fray away. All right. Then I will cause to cease from the cities of Judah and the streets of Jerusalem to the voice of mirth, the voice of glad, the voice of the bridegroom, the voice of the bride, for the land shall be desolate. And so that's another thing when you talk about that. All land's gonna be desolate. The whole world gonna be desolate. All right. Well, all I can tell you, all I can do is give it to you like He has given to me. All right. Well, anyway, so I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna take a break, coming back, and if the video's still going crazy and everything, like I told you, I'm gonna put it on like that. So give me a few minutes, and I'll be back. And I try to add something. She still trying to work it out. But I'm happy that they can go. Yeah. So I'm back. Had a long phone call. Long phone call. Let me go. So you don't have to deal with me. I make these videos and things, but man, time is running short, man. You gotta keep all those commandments, get back in the covenant. Time is definitely running short. Yeah. I have been through so much. Well, let's go. Let's keep going. What's so bad about it? This, man, Lord God, all these different books and everything He has brought me through. And I'm thinking about right now to cut this video off and do another one. Because it's a hurting thing. It's a hurting thing. To know that y'all can have all this power. That's what He said. He made up what? High priests and kings. Yeah, that's in the book of Revelation. And we just refuse to repent. Man, we refuse to repent. Refuse to repent. That's what we've done. I hate to bother you again, but give me a few more minutes. I'll be back. right. Thank you for a few more minutes. Put this clock on me. Because people been trying to call me with this. Call me with this thing, you know. And I just been trying to ignore them. Not ignore them, but I know what they want, and I just have to call them back later. But let's call them back later. So everything was going. You're looking at the beginning of it. And, this is what I had in one of my other videos. So now as a man, took my grandson, took him to get his teeth clean and examined and everything. So the mom asked him, she said, well, I'll go there and take him. So we go there. So they did. Now he's the one being seen. So they wanted to do the same thing for me. And I had a mask on and everything. I said, nah, not let me take my temperature. Just like that. I said, I'm not letting you take my temperature. You know? I said, do I have the right to refuse it? Yeah, you got the right. So I went there. I said, let him go. And then they said, well, we're not going to see him unless you have your temperature taken also. But then after that, the young lady, she calls me and said, well, I really don't want, why don't you just see him? I said, why do I have to have my temperature take also? And she goes, I said, well, he might be living in a house where people have COVID, and then he bring the COVID to us and things like that. But whether he live now, I'm just showing how our people are. Now people are the ones that will get you in all this trouble. That's why the law of God say a man worst enemy is in his own household. But let's just finish. So so if whether he's staying in the house they had COVID or whatever, he took his temperature. He doesn't have COVID. You see. And so that's what the Satan did. All this about was Satan showing what he's going to do. You're going to have people around, walking around. Those with the mask on have the mark, and those without the mask don't have the mark. See, that's just the precursor, because everything they do, they send a test out there first because he's trying to say that he's God. And so everything God, before God does something, he warns you. Just like he's told you before the great and dreadful day of the Lord, I'm going to send Elijah to you. And he should turn the horse of the children back to the father, the horse of the children. He's not coming to strike the earth with a curse. Wait a minute, let's go a little farther. And then he told Zerubbabel, he said, Zerubbabel, I'm using you as who is the spirit of the Lord of God? Prophets. That's the spirit of the Lord God. And we're going to go over that, but let me finish. So after she said all those type of things, carried out their plan. So I went over there. So she took my temperature, which I already know I didn't have COVID and anything, but I'm just trying to show you how they're going to use your own people against you. That's what they're going to do, and how they're going to use your children and all that against you, man. These people, that's a design plan. They're going to have it so well. They're going to have it so that your children are not going to be able to go to school. You're not going to be able to go into these. You're not going to be able to go into the restaurants. So make sure that you have taken this vaccine. You got to have that. You're going to have it such a way you have taken the vaccine. That's what this is all about. Because this is going to get worse and worse. Because just like right now, you have people that, again, you got the people that don't have masks on, and the people that do have masks on, and what they're doing. They're against one another. Yeah, they're against one another. And it's about who then drunk the Kool-Aid. Because anybody with common sense will tell you that whether you wear a mask or not, whether you wear a mask or not, that's not going to stop the spread of COVID. It's not going to do it. It's not. It's not going to do it. You know, because the Lord God tell you in His Word, if He wants you to have that sickness or disease, you're going to get it. That's right. That's right. And then a lot of y'all won't get it, then y'all won't be healed from it. And say, man, you underestimating your enemies. You underestimate what these people are doing, what they have done, because what they rely upon, that your memory is short. That your memory is not long. That's what they rely upon. Right? So just like I told you once before, Obama's always say, "Oh, they come and kill all the old people and everything." They're doing it now under this administration. And but you forgot that they would see that under the other administration. All I have to do is give it to you like he has been giving out to me. That's all I can do. Okay, so let me continue on for me. All right, so let's get into it. The reason why I'm prolonging and hesitating, I know what I got to go at. I know what I got to do. And like the Lord God told you, say, He's sending all His prophets rising up early and sending them, but you refuse to hearken, refuse to hear it. And it's a special thing about those. And let's go there. We've gone to the book of Ecclesiasticus. The book of Ecclesiasticus. And we're going to, let's see what, here for the, Lord God did not leave us blind. He left us with stuff that we should do. And we're not doing that. You're not doing it because your pastors and preachers are not teaching you these things. They're not. They're not. They're not teaching none of these things. And you just, and you're depending upon them, still depending upon the Lord, who you should be dependent upon. That's who you should be dependent upon. All right. Well, that's all I can tell you. That's who you're supposed to be dependent upon. We go to the book of Ecclesiasticus because I have to show you more than one time, more than one thing, and that you should, hoping that you get it, hoping that you will get it. Oh yeah, that's what the Lord God wants you to get it. Yeah. All right, I'm going to chapter Ecclesiasticus, chapter. This is chapter 39. Let me see if I can if this gonna come up without disturbing anything. And if it come up without disturbing anything, I'll go on. But if it's gonna disturb anything, I'm gonna cut it short. Okay, so we're going to Ecclesiasticus chapter 39. So let's see if I can pull that up. I'm hoping that I can pull it up. If I can't pull it up, then I'm gonna have to do something else. Because this is important to be doing. That's what he left. He left us instruction, things that we're supposed to be doing. And as long as we do as he said do, things gonna go well with us. But if we don't do as he said do, if we do not obey his voice, things are not gonna go well with us. They're not, just like they're not going well with a lot of people right now. They're not. Okay, well, last time when I got up this far, they really messed it. They messed it up. They messed it up. Yeah, they messed it up. Oh yeah. Yeah, they messed it up. I'm trying to get it up now. Let me see if they're going. See if I can get it. I'm trying. No, let's see. See what they're gonna do. All right. Ecclesiastes chapter 39. But he that giveth his mind, Ecclesiastes chapter 39, verse 1. But he that giveth his minds to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancients, and be occupied in prophecy. See what I'm saying? Yeah. Seek out the wisdom of all the ancients and be occupied in prophecy. So that's why the Lord God sent me to all these different books and to all our fathers, you know, like Enoch, with all it started with Adam. And I'm gonna have to go over there with you also. But that's where he sent me to. So when he said seek me with your whole heart, then you shall find me. Then he sent me to the different fathers and different things of the ancients and the testimonies. Then after he finished with the testimony, then he started teaching me to seek out prophecy. And then when he showed me, he taught me that prophecy is from generation to generation. That's what he have taught me. Okay, so let me finish reading. He that keep the saying of the renowned men and was subtile parables, or he that will be also, he will be there also.
He will seek out the secrets of grave sentence and be conversant in dark parables. He shall serve among great men, appear before prince. He will travel through strange countries where he had tried the good. Yeah, for he had tried the good and the evil among men. He will give his heart to resort every. Forgive me. He will give his heart to resort early to the Lord that made him, and he will pray before the Most High and open his mouth in prayer and make supplication for his sins. When the great Lord will, he shall be filled with the spirit of understanding. He shall pour out wise sentence and give thanks unto the Lord in his prayer. He shall direct his counsel in knowledge, and his secret shall he meditate. He shall show forth that which he hath learned, and shall glory in the law of the covenant of the Lord. See, the Lord already went over all this to you. Yes, it's Malachi chapter 3. Yeah, that's what it's about, to keep this holy covenant. He shall show forth which he hath learned, and shall glory in the law of the covenant of the law, the commandments and the forever covenants. I done told you that. Many shall commend his understanding, and so long as the world endure it, it should not be blotted out. His memorial shall not depart away, and his name shall live from generation to generation. Nations shall show forth his wisdom, and the congregation shall declare his praise. If he die, he shall leave a greater name than 1,000, and if he live, he shall increase it. Yet have I more to say, which I have thought upon, for I am filled as the moon at the full. Hearken unto me, ye holy children, and bud forth as rose growing by the brook of the field, and give you a sweet savor as frankincense, and flourish as a lily, and send forth a smell, and sing a song of praise. Bless the Lord in all his work. Magnify his name and show forth his praise. With the songs of your lips and the harps, and praising him you shall say after this manner. All the works of the Lord are exceeding good, and whatsoever he commanded should be accomplished. Now, nothing is going to come up there. And like the Lord God told Father Adam, I don't care what you do, Adam, I'm not going to break my covenant. This was a mighty hand outstretched arm, and that's why he said he gave us these last years. So for what? For the rest of us to repent, because he's coming. Man, is he coming? And when he's coming back to what? To destroy, to set things in order with justice. All right, well, let's see. Because he said, and whosoever he commanded shall be accomplished. Whatsoever he commanded should be accomplished in due season. Well, the Bible, let me finish. And none may say, what is this? Therefore, wherefore is that? For a time convenient, they should be all shut. Forgive me, I didn't got way too excited because I know of its coming. All right, let me get it. And none may say, what is this? Wherefore is that? For at time convenient, they shall all be sought out. At his commandment, the water stood as the heap, and the words of his mouth, the receptacles of waters. At his commandment is done whatsoever pleases him, and none can hinder when he will save. See, we come back and everything, none can stop that. The works of all flesh are before him, and none can be hid from his eye. He seeth from everlasting to everlasting, and there's wonderful before him. Well, forgive me. He seeth from everlasting to everlasting. There is nothing wonderful before him. And so when everlasting, man, the prophecies are from everlasting to everlasting, man. Come on, bro. I'm trying to. This all I can do is give it to you as he has given it up to me. And that's the prophecies are for everlasting, everlasting. I'm going to get to it. Prophecies are from generation to generation. So let's continue on. And a man need not to say, what is this or what is that? All right, so, okay. And a man need not to say, what is this? Wherefore is that? For he had made all things for their uses. His blessing covers a dry land as a river, and the water as a flood. As he had turned the waters into saltness, so shall the heathen inherit his breath. See, and where you at? In the land of heathen. So what the heathen going there? So you out there with all that, man. You not, only reason why they out there because they want the same thing as Esau and Edomites said. They want the same thing, but what they're getting is this wrath. Yeah. As he turned the water into saltness, so shall the heathen inherit his wrath. As his ways are plain unto the holy, so are things created from the beginning. So evil things for sinner. The principal things of the for the whole use of man, life or water. I'm gonna repeat that. I'm gonna repeat it. The principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of grape, and oil, and clothing. All these things are for good to the godly, so that the sinners they are turned into evils. Yeah? All these things are for good to the godly, so the sinners they are turned into evil. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in the fury lay on soul strokes. Repeat that. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on soul strokes. In a time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. And I told you, man, when you go to our father Levi, I'll tell you what's in the heaven. And then our father Levi will tell you, say, these are in heaven are made for what? The chastisement of man, for the destruction of man, for the wrath of man. And we know when you read the ascension of Father Isaiah, they got those angels in three different worlds. The first heaven, that's a world. The second heaven, that's a world. The third heaven, that's a world. And all those are what? Different realms. And all of them. And I told you, when I seen those, the day of darkness, man, when I seen those angels coming, and boy, they go across that full moon. Yeah, the moon was full, and you could see them coming down from across that moon. Oh yeah, I'm telling you. And them people was out there laughing and dancing and doing all those different things, right? Fire, hail, famine, and death. All these are created for what? Vengeance. See what I'm saying? So when I told you that one before, when I see those storms and things like during summertime, you have the hurricanes and you have the tornadoes and different things. That's what we say: fire and hail, famine and death. All these were created for vengeance. Teeth are the wild beasts, the scorpions, the serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. They shall rejoice in his the ten judgments that come up on earth. Yeah, the 10 plagues. Well, that's what he showed, and all those fall in line with that. All those, that's prophecy. And this is not a first prophecy of what's coming. Therefore, from the beginning I was resolved and thought upon these things, and have left them in writing. All the works of the Lord are good, and he will give every needful thing in due season. So that a man cannot say this is worse than that. For in a time there shall be all, well, let me repeat that. So that a man cannot say this is worse than that. For in time the meditation of and will seek out wisdom of all the ancients and be occupied in prophecy. And so that's why I keep telling you, man, go over and over and over this what you get. It's about prophecy. That's why when you say, not by might, not by power, but by my spirit, that's what prophecy. When I read to you in Jeremiah chapter 7, the same thing. It's prophecy. And he told, and those things that came to pass, are not those church houses empty? Come on, bro. It's going to get worse than that. It's going to get so bad. You watch. You keep on watching, man. I keep telling you over, and the Lord is coming back. But you got these other things. You got wormwood coming. You got the sea coming up on the earth. You got the fallen stars coming. You got the fallen angels coming. Man, and a lot of that stuff you're already in, because I'm telling you, those demons are already here. Now, they might not have all of them here, but there's a lot here. And a lot of times when you see these men and things doing this evil and wicked stuff, a lot of times the demons have been possessed. Why? Because they do not have God in them. Because if you don't have God in, then what? What, you going to stand out in limbo and nothing going to attack you? Come on, bro. That doesn't work like that. Either you're going to choose art. That's what this, man.
Man, go ahead and put, man, I told you, and I read that to you. In a dream, he said, this time of the judgment. Yeah, man, he told me that. Oh yeah, Lord God told me that in a dream. Say this is time of judgment. And all this here, all these dream things was from last year. And you about to come. This one was September 28th. I was with my brother. We went to the building downtown on Canal Street. I was lying down in bed. I woke up and he was gone. I said something in this test tube that was hiding or protecting our garden. He was gone. I was not. He was outside walking, starting their day. Next, they had came in the building. I had put on my clothes and looked at the tube, and he went down this hallway. I saw this man thinking my brother was in the bathroom because I heard someone there. But next I was out in the street in the crowd and I woke up. But you got to understand, during this dream here, that's not my first time having a dream about that. The building that I was in was the Hard Rock Cafe, the building that had collapsed. And find out what day that building collapsed, because that was the dream that the Lord gave. And that building collapsed, yeah. Well, yeah. Then, I mean, all these dreams here are from last year, and that year coming around, man. Come on, man. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. And, man, and so it'll be time for these dreams to come to pass, because, man, brother mine told me, say it might be a year before they come to pass, but they're going to come to pass. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So I had another Will Smith dream. Well, anyway, say I wanted to go see a family member in a show. They weren't going to amount to anything anyway. That's what he said. I wanted to go see a family member in a show. They weren't going to amount to anything anyway. That's what that was said. That was in the dream. Told me in all the voice. And they wasn't that. That's coming. Couple conversation. Couple talking. The men say. So I'm gonna try to go back to this because they have a lot of stuff. Just like I told you about the dream with Lord God told me all the voice said Elizabeth Warren. Listen, what I'm out of there. Elizabeth Warren is a oh man, I just had it on my tongue. Well, man, it gonna come back. Man, just said Elizabeth Warren is an investment. That's what we say in the auto voice. Elizabeth Warren is an investment. Listen, these black women, black children, watching them all look the same with different clothes on. The TSA Homeland colors on. The mom was sitting on the cot. The daughter was leaning on her with her elbows. The guard said, "Cheer up, it's going to be all over soon." I seen this two women dressed up in the Homeland Security uniform standing outside this building. This white came out. This white came out that dressed like them, touched one on the shoulder. She looks around and sees him, and he's walking away. So all these things they're gonna come to pass, man. So my mic was straight in the dream. So man, I was in the dream. They had this Asian man I saw split into two. One went into the bathroom. I thought it was just imagined thing. It was sitting down in a chair playing with his face as though it was a pimple. I started to tell him, you don't get rid of a pimple like that. Next, he stood up and started to the bathroom. I saw him in the bathroom, the same one I saw split from the temple. I said, I didn't see it. He did split from himself. So, but I told you that was a dream about Joseph Prince. That's what he's talking about. So, but anyway, anyway, so I'm just telling you, and all that start coming around again. All that started coming around again. So this was so many dreams in that book, so many dreams in that book. But anyway, so the reason why I told you that, because you're supposed to be doing what? Seeking out prophecy. So let me see if we can, yeah, well, that's what you're supposed to be, that's what we're supposed to be doing.
And that was the law God told us to do, man. But so when you search out prophecy, all these things that's going to happen, all the things that come to pass, you know that you know where you at on the timeline. Well, let me see. On the timeline. So let me see. It's so much that the Lord God and gave me, man. Just that well, let's go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 24. It's Ecclesiasticus chapter 24. So let's read that. I just came from 39. Well, let's go there. Let's just get there. Let's see if we can get there. Because that's what we're supposed to be doing. But we do is give it to you as he has been giving it unto me. That's all I can do. So we're going to the Ecclesiastes. I mean, I'm waiting on a thing. So I don't know what it's going to do. I'm going to cut it out. Because I started up and then this thing will start moving and acting up. You know, it will start moving and acting up. But I try to give you everything as a given. Now I have other dreams. And these other dreams are pretty long dreams that he gave me. But in the dreams, you're still doing the same thing. You you're still doing the same thing. You haven't repented. Yeah, you haven't repented. You're still doing the same thing. Yeah, and then, I didn't know how. Oh man. I'm gonna give this one dream. Let me see if I can get this. Then I'm gonna give this one dream. And I gotta give it to you. I gotta give you this one dream because in this one dream that gave me yesterday, man, and you can hear, you know how you hear things in the audible voice. You know you can hear things in the audible voice. God talks to me in the audible voice. Some dream, I can look at a dream sometimes and it won't, and I won't hear no words or nothing. I'll just be watching. And then some dreams tell you, I'm gonna tell you, Greg, let me get this here first, and I'm gonna get to this. So I'm gonna get to it, and I'm gonna see if I'm holding. There you go. All right. So we're going to Ecclesiastes chapter 24. Now, after I read that, well, I can read the dream for you for those who just want to hear the dream. Listen. Men break into the office to steal information in the safe. Who is at the safe say shut up to the other after he says this is going to start in Chinese investigation. Oh man, prompt in Chinese. That's what it says. This is going to prompt in Chinese investigation. Men break into the office to steal information in a safe. Who is the man who was at the safe says shut up to the other after he said this is going to start an investigation or prompt a Chinese investigation. So that meant, I mean it was quick and it was short. So Chinese prompt investigate, and then he tell the man that's open up the safe, he tell the man who said shut up, and that's what he does. Then after that, I wakes up from the dream. So let's go here. Let me get this. Wisdom shall praise Ecclesiasticus, the Apocryphal, Ecclesiasticus chapter 24. Wisdom shall praise herself, shall glory in the midst of her people. In the congregation of the Most High, she shall open her mouth in triumphant before his power. I came out of the mouth of the Most High and covered the earth as a cloud. I dwell in the high place, and my throne is in a cloud pillar. I alone compass the circuit of heaven and walk in the bottom of the deep. In the waves of the sea and all the earth, and every people and nation, I got a possession. With all these I sought rest, and whose inheritance shall I abide? So the Creator of all things gave me a commandment, and he that made me caused my tabernacle to rest, tabernacle to rest, and say, let thy dwelling be in Jacob and thy inheritance in Israel. See, God gave us everything. That's wisdom. Where she dwell at, where she rest at. She rested. Let that dwelling be in Jacob, and let that inheritance be in Israel. He created me from the beginning of the world, and I should never fail. In the holy tabernacle I serve before him, so will I establish in Zion. Likewise, in the cypress tree upon the mountains of Hermon, I was like a palm tree in the gate, onyx and sweet storax, and as the fume of frankincense in the tabernacle. See, I gave a sweet smell like cinnamon. I want to say asparagus, storax, and the fume of frankincense in the tabernacle. In the turpentine tree I stretched out my branches. My branches are the branches of honor and grace. As the vine brought forth a pleasant savor, and my flowers the fruit of honor and riches. I am the mother of fair love, and fear and knowledge and eternal is given to all the children which are named of him. Come unto me, all that are desirous of me. Say, come unto me, all that be desirous of me, and fill yourself with my fruit. For my memorial is sweeter than honey, and my inheritance than the honeycomb. They that eat me shall yet be hungry, and they that drink me shall yet be thirsty. All these things are in the book of the covenant of the Most High God. Even the law of Moses commanded for a inheritance to the congregation of Jacob. Faint not, be strong in the Lord, that he may affirm you. Cleave unto him, for the Lord Almighty is God alone. Besides him, there is no other Savior. He filleth all things with wisdom. Feeds on the tigers in the time of new fruit. He maketh understand to abound like Euphrates, as Jordan in the time of the harvest. He made the doctrine of knowledge appear as the light of Gion in the time of the vintage. So the doctrine of knowledge. The first man knew her not perfectly. No more should the last find her out. For her thoughts are more than the sea, and her counsel profounder than the great depth. I also came out the brook from a river, and a conduit into a cord. I say, I will water my best garden, I will water abundantly my garden bed. And lo, my brook became a river, my river became a Saturn ray just before. I will make doctrine to shine as the morning when forth her light afar. See, I will make doctrine shine as the morning, I will send forth her light afar. I will pour out doctrine as prophecy, and leave it to all ages forever. And that's what he did. Doctrine, prophecy is what? Doctrine and prophecy is what? From generation to generation. And to all ages. And prophecy is what? Generation to generation, all ages. Doctrine is from generation to generation, all ages. That's what he said. Behold, that I have not labored for myself only, but for all them that seek wisdom. And that's what she said. Now let me tell you, before I know my time has been short, and I've been on here really too long, but I had to give these things to you, man, because time is short, and you are people, man, you are so strong and so powerful, but it's I told you this once before, it's like having a gold mine. You can have a gold mine all you want until you get it in that gold mine, and with those picks and those axes and start getting that gold out there, it's not going to do you no good. You see, you can be God's chosen people all you want until you start keeping all his commandments and all his holy covenant. You can't get the power from on high. Man, you talk about power. And you got to remember, you are high. The priesthood, he left Judah who? The kingdom. That's what he did. But we know that Levi have sinned. And that's why he told, let everyone sin, but let who not? Let not Judah sin. I have one more thing for you. Man, every time I try to get away, God give me something else. All right, wait a minute. I'm gonna find it for you. I read to you Jeremiah chapter 7. I know it. We gotta go here. We gotta go. Because man, Lord God, every time I try to get away from this, the Lord God brought it back. I try to get away again, the Lord God brought it back.
Try to get away again, Lord God brought it back. Psalms 112. Psalms 112. Now, I got to read that to you. Psalms 112. Let's go. Praise ye the Lord. Blessed is the man that feareth the Lord, that delighteth greatly in his commandments. See that? Bless ye the Lord. Blessed is the man that feareth the Lord and delighteth greatly in his commandments. His seed shall be mighty upon the earth. The generation of the upright shall be blessed. Wealth and riches shall be in his house, and his righteousness endureth forever. Unto the upright there arises a light in darkness. He is gracious, full of compassion and righteousness. A good man showeth favor and lendeth. He will guide his affair with discretion. Surely he shall not be moved forever. The righteous shall be in an everlasting remembrance. He should not be afraid of evil tidings. His heart is fixed, trusting in the Lord. I got to read that again. Because these people trying to make you afraid and all like that. But once you get a commandment, you say, he should not be afraid of evil tidings. His heart is fixed, trusting in the Lord. His heart is established. He should not be afraid until he sees desire upon his enemies. See that? That's King David. That's why I tell you, go to King David and learn how to pray for your enemies. His heart is established, should not be afraid until he sees desire upon his enemies. He has dispersed, he has given to the poor. His righteousness endureth forever. His horn should be exalted with iron. The wicked shall see it and be grieved. He should gnash with his teeth and melt away. Desire of the wicked shall perish. So, Lord God, man, Lord God put that on me, man, he was with me with that. Yeah, because Lord God don't want you to be afraid of these people. Lord God wants you to get back in the commandment and back and keeping all his commandments and his covenant. Lord God don't want you to be afraid of these people. I'm telling you. Because the Lord God have a judgment for these people. Yeah, well, yeah, he's going to destroy the whole world. And I read that to you in the book of the conclusion of Father Abraham, how you going to destroy this world. The whole world for what? For the enslavement that they have done unto us. Yeah. Hold on, let me get some. Now, I'm going tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to go over. I got to cut this off because this thing and start doing this thing. Man, the Lord God, once again, he brought me to Amos chapter 8. Let me see if I can see if I see it. Amos chapter 8. Let me read Amos chapter 8 to you. I got to read Amos chapter 8. And you say, when did I read Amos chapter 8? The Lord God gave me Amos chapter 8. That's why I got to read it to you. Amos chapter, look at that. And it started, bro. And I don't want to lose all these hours into 4 minutes that I put on. Let me see if I can get Amos chapter 8. Because the Lord God can destroy this world. For who? For you. For Israel, for what they have done unto us. Yeah? Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Man. Let's go, Joel. Joel chapter 2. Blow the trumpet in Zion, sound the alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble. For the day of the Lord coming, but it is nigh at hand. A day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness. As the morning spread upon the mountain, of great people and strong, that have never ever been like, neither should there ever more after it, even to the years of the mighty generation. A fire devoured before them, and behind them the flame burned. The land of the Garden of Eden before them, behind them the desolate wilderness, even to nothing shall escape it. So what the Lord God tell you, see, listen, Joel chapter 2. The Lord God tells, so man, all these things are going to come about. All these things are here. One more thing. I'm going to read the whole thing to you, but like I said, I don't want to lose that what I have put up there. Yeah, well, oh man, I don't get it. But read those things because you gotta have a dear dog to see everything I told you, everything he gave me, he had brought me there. And when he showed me those things, showed me the day of darkness, he showed me the thick and gloomy clouds. Man, he showed me so much, brother, so much. You go read these things and be not afraid. Man, the scrolls and the different weapons that he has given unto me. Yeah, yes, he had. So anyway, this is not about might, not about power, but by my spirit, the Lord.